When will it stop? I'm not kidding. This is the part where if I was doing this video in a studio and I was editing it, I would start this song. I would start this video with the song "Stop the World and Let Me Off" because I'm seriously in one of those moods this morning. Snow White, the new version of it. Sure, it's a Hispanic actress, but I don't give a damn. No dwarves. No dwarves. And from what I'm seeing of the new Willy Wonka movie, when does it end? I'm not kidding. When does this politically correct, train of destruction end? If if you were filming a movie today, well, the thing is, Peter Dinklage went on, and I've listened to that interview or part of it, and it's like, here's a guy who's made his money, millions of dollars, playing a dwarf character. Yet now, they're going to erase that opportunity for the other, actors out there of his stature. And for what? Political correctness. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you here used to play Dungeons and Dragons? This is when you know it's gone too far. They will no longer include the terms half-elf, half-orc, halfling, or anything like that because it's politically incorrect. Folks, playing Dungeons and Dragons used to be politically frickin' correct. There are people out there marching around saying if you played Dungeons and Dragons, it was a gateway drug to Satanism. Yet now you can't play a half-elf. You can't play a half-orc. No, we're going to come up with some proper terms. It's a frickin' fantasy game. And what's wrong with saying that somewhere along the line some human baffoed a dork or baffoed an orc or baffoed a... Or the problem is, I don't know if it's because they're implying because there are certain species things happen that were not with with consent. Then fine, then what's going to be next? No more biracial people in Star Trek, or we're going to have to come up with some clever term. Does this mean Spock would have been politically corrected? Because remember, Spock's half human, half Vulcan. Well, can't say half Vulcan. It's that's politically. I'm not kidding. This is driving me to the point of lunacy. Oh. The world has gone mad. Literally. And you don't even want to get into my views on certain other things. Why not? I've already been canceled, apparently, because I didn't agree with the status quo on a lot of things. But, yeah, are they gonna, have they edited that line out of the 96 movie yet? Yeah, I'm half human on my mother's side. Well, they've already pretty much politically corrected it out of existence anyway. It's just driving me insane how we went from being a society where we pushed the boundaries to now we're a society where we're putting up brand new ones to replace the old ones. But there's going to be no dwarves in Snow White. And like I said, I'm not thinking of it now. I'm thinking it of, well, yeah, if Dinklage has a role in the movie, that's great. But what about 6 other people who could have had their chance to shine, being of a certain stature that they're not going to get offered other movie roles for? I like that. The yeah, I guess yeah, they're going out on strike, the SAG and all that, and I'm like, we're out here for those folks, blah blah blah, who are like, a lot of the threat is because of AI. I'm not kidding. It's a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're afraid these guys or these men, women, and all that are going to be replaced with AI, and it can happen. You can generate voices now with a computer. You can generate actors, physical appearances, everything, performances with a computer. Which means there's a lot of people out there looking at their bank accounts going, I hope I put away enough millions. Because, well, the thing is, a lot of people are weirding out on, yeah, Doctor Who and all that stuff like that. And as I brought up today, someone actually in the other chat said, should we really be, backing the 60th and Series 15? Wouldn't that be against, the strike? Wouldn't that be crossing the line, the picket line? I'm like, are you in SAG? Are you an actor? No. Are you? Now I know some of the folks who are on that show are, writers and all that, so I can understand that thing, but but still, literally, it's gotten insane. Here's the thing. Here's my general principle on life. If you're not doing harm to yourself or other people, I don't care what you do in the privacy of your life, in your own home or whatever, as long as you're not harming yourself or others. But now I see kids. They're lining up kids for drug treatments. They're lining up kids for unnecessary surgery. So we're talking 7, 8, 9-year-old children. They have parts of their bodies hacked off. And I'm like, you're telling me this kid's not old enough to drive, not old enough to drink, not old enough to vote, but they're old enough to wake up and go, oh, I'm such and such, therefore I should be surgically altered. Or I should have experimental drugs, the same drugs they use to chemically castrate pedos. I think once you turn 18, okay then. If you've reached an adult age, you can do that. I don't care. It's your life, how you want to live it. But when kids who are not even in double digits, like, folks, look at how well chemicals have done look at the great job. They blame guns for all the school shootings and things like that, but they never once look at the fact that most of these shooters, nearly, like 7 or 8 or 9 out of 10 of them, were on Ritalin, lithium, and a bunch of other things during their preteen and preteen years, when the brain is still, figuring out that magical, chemical balance and chemistry, which doesn't stop till you're around 25. Yet now, instead of educating kids, we're more likely medicating kids. And then they grow up, the chemical balance is completely screwed up in their heads, and then they wonder why they go insane. Then they wonder why they go out and pick up guns and shoot people. Like I said, I just don't get this planet anymore. But of course, everyone will look at me and say, well, you're a middle-aged white guy, therefore you're a racist, therefore you're this, you're that. The world has gone nuts. Of course, I'll be canceled for this. I'll be lambasted for this. But guess what? When I was in Sea Cadets back in the day, I knew somebody who had a great average that would make a straight A student cry in shame. I knew somebody who spoke several languages when they got out of high school. They were flying a plane and had their pilot's license before they had their driver's license. They went and applied for the Naval Academy, and guess what? They got turned down. Yet people talk about white privilege. She had the chop. She had to do it. She ended up going to another academy. I won't go into any specifics. But it's just a crazy, crazy world we live in. Everybody is so used to blaming other people for their problems instead of taking responsibility for it. Because lies are so much sweeter than the truth and easier to digest. Why can't we just coexist? Why are we still doing this in the 21st century? Still people trying to raise up armies because of different skin colors. People out there blowing each other up and shooting each other, knifing each other in quarrels over tribal god images. It's 2023, and we haven't learned a thing, it seems. We'll talk about Trouton's blue, Pat Black. I could have swore, did I mention it yesterday? Sorry, I just wasn't in a Doctor Who mood today, and that's why, because the things that are going on are just beyond repulsive now. It's time to grow up, folks. And then the people wonder why the aliens don't come here. We're just a few steps away from being back in the caves with stone knives and bear skins. I'm sorry if I drug you down today, folks, but I just couldn't believe some of the things I'm seeing and hearing out there. But I've thrown you in it for a downer. The best thing you can do is to be kind, be calm, be safe. Enjoy your days on planet Earth. Stay positive as much as you can, because that's how you're going to get through all this mess we call life. Take care, everyone, and hopefully we'll see you all again tomorrow. And we'll see you all on the flip side.